that stuff.
There we go.
Biggity bangity boom, come with me.
And you'll be
in a world of pure imagination. What you'll see will defy explanation. Mr. Kraft, talking to you. Should you want to view paradise, simply grab Coach Bill and throw him anywhere you want to. Toss him. Want to start a fire? There's a dumpster over in parking lot B. Sorry. Hey, welcome back to this. Do you think we saw Wonka recently? By the way, go see Wonka.
If he wants to rescind GM duties, then he has a chance to coach here.
Oh, my God. But he'll never drop his ego. So it's time to go. You and I both know.
Should have never let Tom go.
Matt Patricia blows.
How could you not know?
Oh my God.
Hate to hold a big fat grudge.
All right, stop.
But you hired Joe fucking Judge. As your quarterback's coach. Was that a motherfucking joke?
Oh, my God. Poor Mac Jones. Anyway, the fact is, everything we just sang is accurate.
Mac Jones was Willy Wonka.
Yeah, he was.
The way he's getting fucked over. Oh, man. Well, he's still better off than Willy, but...
Well, no, Willie has the chocolate factory.
Well, Willie had to work his ass out.
But Willie's got the quan now.
Well, but he had to work for it.
He's even got some orange-faced green and
If Mac Jones wins a Super Bowl now, he's Willy Wonka.
Well, yeah. And I hope he gets a chance somewhere because the kid, he was set up to fail from day one here. So I don't want to hear.
Broke him.
They broke him. They broke him here anyway. If Bill Belichick comes back, Mac Jones can't. He can't come back.
No way.
No fucking way. There's no mending that.
But can they get rid of him?
He's signed for one more year. You don't have to. You could keep him as a backup quarterback and then just release him after that.
But what if Belichick comes back? You're saying he wouldn't be starting.
They'll trade him. Yeah. They'll have to trade him if Bill comes back. They will. Anyway, welcome back to IDD Filipino. I don't disagree. Segment 2 was not supposed to be about that. Those idiots up north have to figure out their shit, which they should have already. Segment 2, all things NBA. New York Knicks made a trade.
Yes, they did.
Now, when I
detail it?
I want you to. I'm just saying, when I first saw this, my first thought was, what is he going to say about this? Because it wasn't so much R.J. Barrett. He's up and down. It was the other guy. The guy off the bench, who he was very high on.
Remember, we were in Brian's garage, and I said the Knicks just made a trade.
Yeah, I remember, yes. But I didn't know.
And you were like, what the fuck are they doing? And I was like, I don't know.
Well, when I said, read me what they got, it kind of made sense.
At first glance, you go,
yeah. Because I didn't know.
Why are they doing that?
Yeah, and then I said, what's this guy do? What's this guy do? And he gave me like, all right, well, that might not be.
So here's what happened. I went home and took a shit.
He did.
And it was about a 30-minute one.
Well, because he was reading the
Because I was reading about...
It's about a 2-minute shit.
So, for those of you who have been living under a rock and don't know, the Raptors traded OG Anunoby, Princess Achua, or Precious, sorry.
Precious.
I said Princess. Well, Precious is close.
Can you tell we found Yoda and Jobu on the break?
I mean, Precious is pretty close.
Precious. What if their son Precious?
And then, well, he was precious.
Oh, my God.
A little baby can be precious.
It's like a boy named Sue all over again.
Right, but I mean, a little baby, you're not thinking about the grown man he's going to become.
Well, you should be.
Well, sometimes you fall in love with the little baby.
That's awful parenting.
Hey, the guy made the fucking NBA.
Thank God. You know why? Because his name was Precious.
Because he's a tough son of a bitch, I'm sure.
Been fighting every day.
So...
Anyway.
They got Precious, and they also got some guy named Malachi. I don't know if he's good. But anyway, the real big part of the deal is OG Anunoby, and then the Knicks gave up R.J. Barrett, who they drafted number 3 overall in, I think it was 2018.
Yeah, he was averaging 18 points a game. Good player.
And then Emmanuel Quigley, who they got from Kentucky.
Is a 6-man of the year award candidate.
Right, and was last year, big time. Yeah. The only reason he didn't win it was because Derek White was a fucking...
It wasn't Derek White, it was Brogdon.
Oh, sorry, Brogdon. Brogdon won it?
Yep, and he got traded.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, this year it'll be...
They flipped
Derek White will just be a fucking all-star.
Well, it might be Al Horford, who would be a good choice right now. But I'm saying, no. The point is, he is definitely worthy.
Everybody was like, holy shit, you gave up quickly.
Yeah.
You know, but as I read, a lot of the positive thoughts were like, you can't just look at the stats. This is more about fit with the Knicks. It's also about contract situation with Quickly.
Yeah.
The fact that he's in his final year.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to.
No.
You're not going to want to pay him the money he can get. So why
you're
not
going to lose him on?
You're
going to lose him on the open market.
He's not going to help you win a championship this year. You're lucky if you get out of the second round the way you're currently built. Mm-hmm. So you did have to give up, but you got back a guy who knows how to fucking fall in line and play with a team.
He blends in well.
Right.
Complementary piece.
Plays defense. Yep. And that's what you needed because you have a one in terms of Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson.
By the way, Julius Randle, to your point, he said this off the air. 3 of the last 4 games, Julius Randle has scored over 35 points.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, tonight, last 15 games, I think he's averaging 25
and Brunson had 31 tonight. And they won handily, which I said they'd pull away, and they did. And they only gave up 100 points, which to me is the biggest thing about this trade, because the Knicks couldn't stop a nosebleed before, but now they got 2 defenders back, perimeter guys. And by the way, who has good perimeter offensive players? Let's think about this for a second. Who might that team be?
Boston Celtics. Most of the good teams in the NBA
have at least one, but Boston has 2. Well, So what did these guys do? We can score. We can't stop anybody. Yeah. Okay, we got to be able to at least contain these 2. Let's go to 2 who can at least defend these 2. And that's a smart move.
And plus, Mitchell Robinson went down, who was really their best defender.
Yeah.
He was their rim protector. Yeah. He's gone for
probably
the whole year.
Is it the whole year?
Mm-hmm. So this really helps the defense. Yeah. I mean, Hartenstein's a good, he's a good center.
He's a good center. I think he's fine.
But, it was a little tough when you lose homegrown guys.
Yeah, sure.
It's easy to be like, you can't trade them away. Yeah. But it really comes down to this. The way the Knicks were built, it would be amazing if they got out of the second round of the playoffs.
Well, I think, like I said, that you have to at some point be able to stop somebody.
Right.
And if you have, and tonight was a perfect example. They didn't have the best shooting night tonight. I mean, those 2 ended up going off. But because they can now play defense, they can lock down or contain a DeMar DeRozan, which before they couldn't. But Chicago only had 100 points tonight.
Well, DeRozan went off for like 19 in the first half, and then the third quarter came out and had 3.
Yeah, because the Knicks
must have adjusted.
They must have adjusted, but they have players now they can do that
with.
And
also, OG Anunoby got into foul trouble, which I've seen him do. Mm-hmm. He fouled out of the first game he played in when they beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then he got 2 early fouls in this one. So I hope that's not like a bugaboo for him. It could just be him.
Look, Minnesota has a guy named Edwards, one of the best perimeter players in the league. He probably was guarding him.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. He's a top 10 player in this league.
Yeah.
Okay? If you haven't seen this dude yet, by the way. Yeah. Okay?
He's tough.
He's tough. He's legit. Okay?
And he's like old school.
Yeah, he is. He's an OG.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He's an OG. And that's why he gives Minnesota better than punches, because he's old school, like a couple guys on Denver. Now Minnesota's got some guys like that. So point is this. The Knicks have had 2 good wins since this trade, and they now can actually defend somebody. Whereas before they couldn't do that. If they didn't shoot well, they were guaranteed to lose. Now they can have an off night and they still can compete. And before they couldn't. That to me makes it a good trade.
Yeah. I mean, and of course, we'll see what happens.
Now, Stephen A. Smith, and of course Stephen A. Smith has to be Stephen A. Smith, and go, well, it doesn't move him above the Knicks, the Celtics, or the Bucks. Look.
One step at a time.
Well,
too.
yeah, you don't just make one trade and you're
right.
Here's what Stephen A. knows this, because if they're not trading for a Kevin Durant or a a guy like Edwards on Minnesota, or a guy like or a guy
only a trade like that is
going to get you there.
Exactly.
You're not going, and those teams aren't giving those guys up. So you're not getting that guy.
But you could build a team.
You can build a team.
You can build a team that's similar to what the Miami Heat did last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or, to your point, what the Oklahoma City Thunder have done this year.
But see, they've done that through the draft. And I'm sure they picked up
Golden State was built through the draft. Milwaukee was built through the draft, pretty much. So no, the Celtics were built through the draft. You can build through the draft, but you got to, again, you're not just going to find a superstar like that. So to your point, you do it gradually. The Knicks are young. They're up and coming, and over the next 3-4 years, if you can find a piece here that adds, you can have a team like Oklahoma City who looks like a legit fucking contender. Now, he asked me something the other day about, well, what would constitute a good loss for you? We won't destroy the Celtics. Last night would be one of them.
I asked you that?
You have. What? Because it seems like you're always criticizing when they lose. They can't win them all. No, they can't. But they lose for these stupid reasons as opposed to they just have a... Look, they played a very good team last night, a team that has beaten the Denver Nuggets twice in the past 2 weeks. Okay, they've also beaten the Minnesota Timberwolves. This Oklahoma City Thunder team is no joke. And if you don't know who this Gilgeous Alexander is,
SGA.
This dude is a bad motherfucker. Okay,
I feel like we never get to watch him though.
well, I did last night, and listen. Now here's the thing, and this is why I was encouraged, because when you play a team like this on their court, all your guys have to be on. You're probably not going to win. Jaylen Brown might as well have not even got on the plane. He was awful. And this was the first truly bad game I've seen Jrue Holiday have. So two of their stars played like absolute garbage, and with 26 seconds to go, it was a 2-point game.
Yeah.
Because Kristaps Porzingis is everything I said he was, and maybe just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
He's a talented son of a
34 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. He was, other than this dude from OKC, the best player on the floor last night. And Tatum had 30, 10, and 8. Tatum just missed a triple-double. Yeah. Those two were on their game. If either of the other two was good, the Celtics would have won that game, which is why I'm encouraged. Because that can happen. You're going to have a night like that. Yeah. Now, this is why I always get on because of all the fucking people. Jaylen Brown. I mean, this is why people get on you, Jaylen Brown, because there's a guy over there, Gilgeous Alexander, who's a guard. Okay? You're supposed to be the best 2 guard in this league, or top 3. You should, and here's why I get mad at the Jaylen Brown apologists, because great players.
Oh, the Hawks beat him tonight.
There she is. Great players.
The Hawks beat him tonight.
Yeah.
The Thunder.
Yeah. Because you know why? Because the Thunder were celebrating their win over the Celtics. That's what that was. Yeah, they gave it all last night to beat Boston. They lost to Atlanta tonight, which is why. But my point is this. Here's what the Jaylen Brown apologists don't understand. Great players, and you know this. If they're having a bad shooting night, a great player will find another way to help his team impact the game. Jaylen Brown had the golden ticket. There's that movie again. The golden ticket last night. What he should have been doing in that. By the way, the Celtics were up 3 at the half, and he was playing like crap. What Jaylen Brown and Gilgeous Alexander was going off. What Jaylen Brown should have done in that halftime locker room was go, look, I don't got my offense tonight, but I'm D'ing this motherfucker up. I want him.
You know, Jaylen Brown a good defender?
Yeah, he's all NBA caliber when he tries to be.
When he goes hard.
when he decides to do it, yeah. But the thing is, why didn't he do that? Because in the third quarter, the Celtics, the Thunder scored 40 points. And that was the game. Boston was down 18, came all the way back, got it to 2. They had the ball, and they couldn't make one stop. And again, it was that dude. That dude that Jaylen Brown should have been guarding, but for some reason wasn't.
Why wasn't he?
I don't know. But if he can shoot over, because the kid is 6'6", if he can shoot over your 6'4" and 6'5" guards, you've got a 6'7" guard right there, who's more athletic than the other two. Where was Joe Mazzulla at halftime to go, all right, look at tonight ain't your offense. Here's what I want you to do. Fuck offense. We got other guys for that. You stop him. You're supposed to be the best fucking guard in this league. Time to earn that $304 million. Go show me you're worth that money. Go shut this motherfucker down. That's what I would have said. Not keep shooting, Jaylen. Keep looking for your shot.
They need more threes.
Because gosh darn it, they're going to fall.
Yeah, he's not Steph Curry.
No.
Sometimes he's not going to be on.
But what he could be is something Steph Curry could never be, a lockdown defender, because he's done it before. So this is the question, and this is why I'm not mad they lost last night, because losing to a team like that in their place is no shame. But again, another game, one adjustment. And it's not making more shots. It's, hey, how about you show us why we paid you $3 or $4 million? Go take this guy who's a first-team All-NBA right now, and he's in the MVP competition right now. He's third in the voting right now. This dude, he's leaped over Tatum. You go shut that motherfucker down and show people, so I can say in the postgame, you know why we paid this kid this money? Because if he's not shooting, he can take the best guard in the league and lock him down on his court. But that didn't happen. Now, is that fair or unfair?
Criticism?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think it's 100% fair. Okay?
Yeah, and it's partially on Jaylen Brown to recognize it, and it's also partially on Mazzulla to say, hey, this is what I need from you tonight. Yeah. This is what the team needs. We don't need you to score 30 to beat this team. We need you to shut him down. Because
that would have been coaching.
Although when you pay somebody $300 million, you'd hope they do that on their own. But that's what the coach is there for. If the guy's not doing it right, somebody's got to go say, hey, do this.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
You want to help us win tonight? You should. This guy he had 19 points in the first half at halftime, and the Celtics were winning, and no one had stopped him yet. Go look, he can't get to 30 tonight. You got to shut him down. Yeah. You got to contain him. And that's all he would have had to do. He had 36
hang on him the whole night.
points.
Just make everything hard.
He had 17 in the second half. They never adjusted to him. He could he's tall enough just because what he would do with Holiday and White, he would back him down a point where he could shoot over him, and he could. They would stop the initial penetration.
So what would you have done if you moved Jalen there? Who's guarding the guy Jalen was guarding?
The other guy's a 6'5". It's Giddy, the dude from Australia.
Oh.
Jalen, I've seen Drew Holiday. I've seen Drew Holiday. I have seen Drew Holiday guard Brooke Lopez on the post. I don't think he's going to flinch with this Giddy kid. Okay.
Yeah, but you're saying he couldn't guard.
He shot
Gildress.
Gildress is a much better player than Giddy. I think we all know
Giddy's
that.
taller than Gildress, isn't he?
He's not the player or the shooter that he is. He has to be open. He gets a lot of his points off of his penetration because they sag off of him and he can make an open three. What you do is you say, Jalen, you got him with no help, and we're not going to shut down all the shooters. That's what should have happened last night. And if Missoula was a good coach, or if Jaylen Brown was really worth that money, one of them would have said something. Because that was the problem. The reason that game was close was that kid was going off. And the Celtics backcourt was just too short for him. Okay, he was shooting over them. He got to his sweet spot. They'd stop the penetration, and they'd make these turnaround jump shots from 16, 17 feet. That's where Jaylen Brown comes into play. You're 6'7". He can't do that to you. Yeah. And you're quick enough to stay in front of him. That would have been the smart move last night. Okay? Again, they lost that game by 4, 127, 123, and those two stunk. And by the way, Oklahoma City couldn't have played any better. That was the best game I've ever seen them play.
Well,
they are good.
They're better than Oklahoma City, but
they are. When they come to Boston, Boston will probably boat race them. But the bottom line is they wasted great nights from Tatum and Porzingis because they didn't do that one simple thing. They even went to the foul line 29 times and made 24 free throws. They did that.
So it was Brown had an off night, and they didn't play enough defense.
They didn't play defense. And the thing is, why? I can count on one hand the number of times I saw Jaylen Brown on this guy.
Yeah.
And if it was mostly off a switch screen, and that was it. He should have been on him from the jump. Okay? Open up, let him fight through. He stays with him. He has no help responsibility. Because you take him out of the game, or you can take him, Boston wins that game going away. Because Tatum and Porzingis were on that night, and they would have been enough. So that's frustrating. But again, losing there by 4 points at the end of the I'm not going to kill him for that. That's not a bad loss. So the thing is, they still have the best record in the league. The Milwaukee Bucks, by the way, got boat raced again by Indiana tonight. What is going on?
That's the fourth time Indiana's beat them this year.
What is going on with the Milwaukee Bucks here?
I mean, they just beat the Knicks on Christmas, which pissed me off.
That game was in Milwaukee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad loss.
Actually, was it?
I think it was in Milwaukee. I think it was.
Because they played them Saturday.
Didn't they beat them in New York? Didn't you just beat them recently?
They beat them on Christmas Day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you beat them.
So they lost Saturday.
Yeah.
They won on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And then they lost to OKC.
Yeah.
Who did they? And then they won Saturday with OG Anunoby.
Yep.
And then they won again.
And OKC is the second best team in the West. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay?
Dude,
but
one thing. I'm sorry. Were you done with Celtics?
Yes.
About the Knicks, and this is the second time in a row it's happened. In the first game with OG Anunoby, Brunson had 14 assists.
I said that to you. I sent you the text.
Yeah. Tonight, he had 13.
Yeah, I'm saying this is the formula.
I know.
You and I sat here a month ago and said, if they're going to ever, he's got to become a point guard. Yeah. And now he's starting to look like a point guard. Yeah. And why? Okay, because he's controlling the ball more. They're setting Randall up. They've got complementary pieces around him.
Randall's moving a little more.
He's moving a little more because there's more space because Barrett's not out there. He's got more space when Barrett's not on the floor. And they're both out there. They're both trying to do the same thing. Yeah. That's why the trade was made, because Barrett and they didn't blend well together.
It just didn't fit.
Didn't fit. You can't have two guys that do the same thing. Yeah. And that's what it is. You can't have two guys that do the same thing. You can't. So that's where they have a problem.
Yeah.
And then again, where they got rid of him and they brought in a guy who can give you 15 a night, but he plays defense. You got a shooter out of it too. One guy was a pretty good shooter, I think. A 3-point shooter.
Anunoby.
Yeah.
It's like 37, 38%.
That's good. Yeah. Him. So you got a shooter.
He can spot up.
He can spot up, so
and
Randall can move.
Shoots the corner three better
and you can penetrate to his side. If they don't help, you're going to score. And if they do, he can knock down the shot. Yeah. That's a good move.
And then he helps you defend.
And then he helps you defend.
Yeah.
So to me, that makes them better right there. So because whatever the 3 points we're talking about, he's going to make that up on the other end because he's going to shut the other guy down.
Somebody else is going to pick that money up too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm saying when they have an off shooting night now, they can win with defense. Before they had to outscore you. They couldn't stop anybody.
Yeah.
Now they have a guy or two guys that can do that.
Yeah.
So to me, that makes them better. 3 points a game is nothing in this league.
Yeah.
Because the defense, you're talking about 10 to 15 points.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and I don't know if there's any sort of merit to this, but I keep seeing things on Twitter and ESPN saying like the Knicks aren't done. They're going to add a superstar, and I'm like,
with what?
Well, they have a lot of picks.
Yeah, but do they have the money? Where are they in with this cap with the luxury tax? I mean, you can go into the luxury tax if you want to.
They don't have any like crazy. They got
What's Randall's 180?
Yeah,
that's
Randall's like
bad.
180 something.
And Brunson's
Brunson
93.
is cheap.
Yeah.
And who's it?
They
got rid of RJ Barrett, who was at 107. But my thing is,
well, that money could go get another guy.
First of all, what star are you bringing in? And how is it going to fit? You can't just bring a star
Well,
in.
the trade deadline is later this month. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Is it February?
They got time.
They have time.
This was an early trade.
So what you're doing is, if you're the Knicks, now you're scouting. Look at all right, what teams might be out of this that might be sellers.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking first.
But you're not really going to get a star, right? Like,
you get a guy who can drop 20 a night. That's going to help you. And if he's a shooter, it's even. Say he gets 29. He's primarily a 3-point shooter. Now you can spread the floor even more.
Like, can you think of one? Or it's probably.
I mean, I'd have to look at.
It's probably like a lesser known.
I'd have to look at teams that. I mean, this is not that hard to do. You look at the bottom 5 teams in each conference, and then go to 3-point shooting percentage, and then see who are the guys that.
But that's not a star. Just a 3.
He might average 16 a game.
That's not a star.
You don't. You need another. Listen, if you can get him. You can add that offense back.
Yeah, no.
I mean, because the one thing you can't have enough in this league because of the way it is good shooting.
Yeah, no. So I can see a world where they pick up a really good 3-point shooter.
Yeah. But
I'm hearing that they're going to get a star, and Julius Randle could be involved in the trade. And I'm like,
why are you moving him now?
If he goes,
you have to get somebody better than him.
And you bring in a star,
he has to be better.
First of all, he's got to be better than
him.
But I still don't think that puts you. You need to add to what you have.
To me, it's about adding shooting.
Right, you got to add on.
Shooting and/or a rim protector. Because that guy's gone for the year, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got to, if you can get 2 in 1 shot, yeah, that'd be great. Because you can't have enough. Listen, with 2 players like Randall and Brunson, the reason that Brown and the reason the Celtics are what they are this year is because Brown and Tatum are surrounded by knockdown shooters now.
Yeah.
You've got 3 guys you can't leave open. So, but you can't help, or they'll kill you. Mm-hmm. And one of them is the damn center, which opens up the lane. That's why the Celtics offense, when these guys go to the basket, they're unguardable. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Knicks are trying to.
So much space.
There's so much spacing, and if you have another shooter out there who can also play defense, then you can space the floor even more. Yeah. That makes Brunson and Randall better.
Yeah.
So to me, if that guy is not there, which I agree, I don't know who he would be at this point.
Yeah.
Get a guy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a monster name.
No, but if it's a guy who drops 15 to 20 a night, he can shoot the 3 from like 40%. That's a good ad.
Yeah.
Depending on what you give up. If it's a draft pick, give up the fucking draft pick.
Give up 3 of them.
Yeah, the team's young. I'll give up 2 draft picks for a guy who drops 17 a night and hits 41% of his threes. If I'm the Knicks, I do that all day long. If he's 6'7", he plays defense, even better. It's like, so I'm saying.
You're probably, I mean, you're going to have to give up more than just a couple draft picks or somebody like that.
They're talking first-round picks here.
I know, but to get Anunoby, who's a 15-point scorer, I know he's also defense, but to get him, you had to give up like 2 pretty good players. I mean, Quigley has potential, to be.
He's going to be a starter.
Your starting guard.
He's going to be a starting point guard.
Scores 25 a game.
He will be a starting point guard in this league.
And he can score 25 a game.
He can, and he will probably do it now in Toronto.
If he gets the minutes,
well, he will. I mean,
he'll probably take.
Wouldn't he be a starter? You don't trade.
No, he is. But I'm saying if he gets the minutes and he can acclimate himself up there, there's no reason he shouldn't get 22 to 25 points a game.
I would agree with that. So anyway, while we're talking to you, we're watching this is what I love about this world. Miami, LA out in West there. Miami third quarter, 56-47, 10.5 minutes to go. They're coming down the court with the ball right now. We'll keep you updated on this one. Need the fake show to win this game tonight.
Miami completely healthy? Is Jimmy Butler out there?
I don't know. That's Tyler Hero, I think. He just got
I see Hero. I see Jaquez. I see Lowry.
They call on a charge.
Was that Lowry that just went down? I see Adebayo.
Nick Lowry's the most annoying pain in the ass.
It's not Nick. It's Kyle.
Kyle Lowry, most annoying motherfucker. This side.
He's a pain in the ass.
Good player. He is a good player. He just makes you hate him, though. There's Bam Adebayo, who's been.
I don't see Jimmy.
No, he's not there. Jaime's out there from UCLA. I don't know if he's playing.
Jaime Jaquez.
Let
me see if I can find this.
Traveled. Come on, Reeves Austin. Austin Reeves, whatever his name is.
Reeves Austin.
That's right. Austin Reeves. Holy shit.
Shit.
We never thought of that.
We never said
We
that.
never said that.
That's funny.
Well, so you birthed the Lakers alter ego. Great.
We have a Reeves Austin in our cul-de-sac.
We do. He's the newest addition to the sack.
Not on Austin Reeves, though.
No. It's Reeves Austin.
It's Reeves Austin.
Yep. And he wouldn't have made that mistake. But, of course, he's only 10 months. But anyway, I digress. So, yeah, Miami's up 9 with 9:17 to go in the third. Doesn't look like Jimmy Butler is playing.
Yeah, unless for some reason he's on the bench right now.
So, anyway, switching topics, we have to discuss the college football playoff.
That's right.
Now, I was half right on the Eagle Smoke guarantee. So, I'm 12-4 in the year. Still good. But Bama was up 20-13 in the fourth quarter, midway through, and then Michigan figured out that their offensive and defensive lines were better, and they punched them in the throat. Bama never recovered. The play calling on that last play, I don't understand that at all. Michigan's strength is their front seven. Why you thought a dive play into the teeth of it was going to work, I don't know, given they were boat racing you up front the whole game.
By the way, Jimmy Butler's not even there.
Yeah, okay.
Not even listed on the team in the box score.
Yeah.
Must not be in the arena.
Well,
Okay,
again,
I'm sorry. Go back to.
That's all right. So I don't understand why Saban or whoever called that play called it when every time this kid got on the outside with those you were able to hurt them. And if you're going to go for it for the game, because you got to give him a run pass option. You don't just sell out on one or the other. You got to make the defense give him the threat of both because that's what the kid can do.
Well,
so why he wasn't being played to his strengths there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But at the same time, there were some designed runs they called for him that broke for fucking 20 yards. However, in the small field where he was, he didn't have a giant.
No, but you roll him out to the wide side.
Just let him drop back and look around and then take off.
Yeah, I mean, but you give him. To me, if I always and I don't understand why more teams don't do this. If you're going to go for it on fourth down inside the 10. Whatever hash mark you're on, if you have a mobile quarterback, you roll him out to the wide side of the field and give him as much room in his options. Because the more room he has, the more the defense has to cover, the more it stretches him out. Why Alabama is calling a dive play into the teeth of that defense, I don't understand. I don't understand that at all.
That's a big
I'm not saying that it's guaranteed to work. I'm saying that was not the best option.
No, to your point, you want to give the quarterback and the play as many chances as you can, as many options as there are.
You went all or nothing.
Right. It's just let's go right up the gut.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Whereas even if you don't, sometimes I don't always like the rollout because it cuts the field in half for you.
Well, if he's going to the wide side of the field, it doesn't though.
But it does. It cuts it in. Whereas if you put him in the shotgun and just take a few steps back, drop back. Well, if the rush gets to you, step up and look for an outlet.
But if the rush comes up the middle, you can't get out of that. At least when he rolls out, he's got some open field. If the rush comes
up the middle, he can still rush outside. He's that fast.
He has to break contain and get out there.
Right.
Against that front four, which, by the way...
But he was doing that.
No, they had 6 sacks. Every time he was in the shotgun, if he didn't get rid of the ball in 4 seconds, he got sacked. He rarely got away.
I saw him going up through the defense and taking off.
Those were designed runs. He had a chance to run past, and he ran it instead because the secondary was back because there were receivers in the pattern. Mm-hmm. That was what I was talking about. Alabama designs it a little differently because they make it look like he's going to go off tackle, but then they've got 2 receivers or a third flooded into that area, and the second level has to stay back because there's guys out there.
So couldn't they do that?
I thought they could. Yes.
You don't even have to roll them out. You could just drop them back. Allow that to happen. If the DBs run after them, you just boop.
If you flood the field on one side of the field with receivers, so the second level has to stay back, all he's got to do is beat 1 or 2 guys.
Yeah.
To your point, because if he breaks contain, it's a 5-yard run. He'll do that all day long. Yeah. Why again? I'm not saying this would have worked. I'm saying give him, to your point, more options. Why give him one option and that's the end of it? I don't understand.
When he can do both things.
When he can do both things, he's proven
both of them available.
Yes, give him both, and if you lose, you lose. But don't do that. Yeah. I mean, so I don't get it. Anyway, that was a hell of a game. The Washington Huskies. Look, this kid Penix.
He's awesome.
I can issue. If he falls out of the top 10, this league is monumentally stupid. Or nobody needs a fucking quarterback because honestly. That dude, He did it again.
Yeah,
you saw those throws.
He always does it.
He throws, and we were talking about...
Even his normal throws are just
He
something
throws
about him.
these throws into tight windows, and they're always where they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what's going on around him. He runs... It doesn't fucking matter.
He hits
It doesn't
receivers
matter.
in stride.
He throws people open, to your point. Look, I don't think... Again, if Belichick is gone, I have no problem keeping Mac Jones and building around him. But if they're going to go the other way, it's him. It's got to be him.
Even
It's
if
gotta
they're
be.
picking top 4?
If they believe in Mac Jones, draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and go build your offensive line.
All right, but let's say...
If they don't believe in Mac Jones, you got to take him first. Because you're not going to get them both. There's no way this kid's going to fall to 34.
You don't think so?
Is this league that stupid?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you're right, but I wouldn't take
The
that
league
chance.
is definitely that stupid.
I wouldn't take that chance.
Because
You can find other receivers. You can get one of his. He's got 2 studs up there, by the way.
How many receivers did Bill Belichick overlook to pick N'Keal Harry?
I'm assuming
The league
Belichick's...
is, but the
I'm
league
assuming Belichick's
is,
gone.
The league is dumber than Belichick many times.
I don't think so.
Oh yes.
Most of this league...
Everybody did what Belichick did.
No, most guys don't pass on those 3 guys.
And that every team did.
In the first round, because, again, maybe the need for those teams where they were picking wasn't there. But they
right.
gobbled them up awful quick in the second round, didn't they? Because 4 of them didn't get out of the second round.
Yeah, I mean, with Penix now doing this on this stage,
His stock is rising.
Yeah, especially if he now beats Michigan.
If he beats Michigan, which, by the way, they're going to beat Michigan.
Yeah,
I got news for you. I love Tom Brady, but listen, Tom, this dude is you. Okay, he's lefty though.
He's really good.
He's really, really good. He's accurate. He's tough. He's overcome a ton of shit. And I got news for you. If Bama played smarter, Michigan's beatable. They're very beatable. Yeah. They really are. And again, Washington has been in these games all fucking season. They don't give a fuck. There's not going to be bright lights
today. Okay,
there's not going to be bright lights. They've been in bright lights all fucking year. Like I said,
like you said, they beat Oregon twice by 3 points.
Oregon is
in a tight
Did
game.
you see what Oregon did?
Did Oregon beat Liberty?
Badly.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
They should have.
They should have, and they did, because they're that good. But the thing is, I'm telling you right now, Oregon could have beat any one of the top 5 teams. They were in the top 5 themselves for half of the season. So trust me, Oregon could have beat anybody in that top 10. Okay.
Dude, I will tell you this. I'm looking forward to next year.
Oh, this 12-team playoff is going to be amazing.
Because
we're going to have so much fun.
I've never really liked college football.
Well, now you've got a reason to.
This year I started to like it.
You still got to pick a team.
I got Dion. I think I'm going to get the glasses next year.
I'll get him with you.
I'm going to get the sunglasses.
I'm going to give Dion another chance.
Yeah.
Because he's doing it sounds like he's doing what he said he was going to do. He's getting interior linemen on both sides of the ball. That's where he needs. He said 7 or 8 players away. He was talking 3 down linemen and 5 offensive linemen. Okay, that's what he was talking about. So. Because that's what he needs.
He's got skill position.
Oh, God, like you read about. Yeah. 2 of those guys are first-round. His kid's a first-round draft. I mean, they've got first-round draft picks on the outside. Yeah. They need, and who's the running back? He's good, too.
He's good, too. Dylan, I think it's Dylan something.
Yeah, they got that covered.
When they were going nuts on TCU and that kid was going crazy.
Yeah, they got that part of it covered. If he's doing what I think he's doing, it sounds like he's doing. I'm very now. Where are they going? Are they going to the Big 12? Or are they going to the Big?
Is it the Big 10 or the Big 12?
Well, the Big 10 is up north. The Big 12 is the south.
That's. I don't know. Well, I mean, Colorado's north, isn't it?
I would think the Big 10 would make more sense given where they are. But Nebraska and them was a big rivalry. They weren't that far away from each other. And Nebraska was Big 12. So I don't know what they're doing. You want one of these?
Yes, please.
But to me, that's the question.
Let me see. Big 12.
Okay. That's the South.
They're moving from the Pac-12 to the Big 12.
Yeah.
So is that Texas?
They're leaving. Texas is going to the SEC. And so
seriously?
And so is Oklahoma.
What about Baylor? Is
Baylor's still there?
They're in the Big 12?
They're the Big 12, yeah. They're good.
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. No, they're gone. Oklahoma State is still. The Cowboys, they're good too.
Okay.
So they're going to have... It covers
like Texas A&M and them?
Yep. No, they're gone already.
SEC?
They're already... They went first.
Texas Tech?
They're still there.
They're there?
They're still there, yeah.
Damn. That conference has been a little forgotten about.
Well, if Oklahoma and Texas had stayed, which they should have, but they didn't. No, I mean, But the thing is, that's going to be a Power 5 conference still because it's the Big 12, and there's enough teams in there that are good enough. They'll be one notch below the ACC. That's where they are. They'd be the fourth best conference because the ACC is probably third. Yeah. Between the SEC and the new Big 10, which would be like the Big 20, the Super 20, whatever the fuck call them. It'll be the ACC. Well, it'll be them. The SEC and the Big 12 are going to be. It's going to be interesting to see which one is ranked higher to start the season. But the ACC is third. And then the Big 12 will be the fourth conference. And then I forget what the fifth one is. I think it's the Mountain West.
You think the Big 12 is going to be worse than the ACC?
Yeah, Clemson's going to be better. Florida State's going to have a lot of... That quarterback's coming back, I think, for Florida State. The kid was a Heisman candidate.
Oh, I heard they were getting somebody else, I thought.
I don't know, but they're going to... Those two teams...
They got to transfer.
Clemson's going to be better. Florida State's going to be good. Miami's going to be better. BC won a poll game,
Where's the QB, like a gun with Lie?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? He's transferring to Florida State, I heard.
Well, is the other kid going pro?
I don't know. He might.
Wow. The Patriots could get him. I like him.
What's his name?
I forget. It's
Is it?
I forget.
What is it? Patrick? Maybe not.
Hold on. Technology, boys and girls. Technology. But anyway, look. The national championship, we will talk about this. That'll be the Giggle Smoke guarantee. Well, I'll pick that game Friday night. But, earlier reports on this one, and again, this is where I get mad at the Washington coach. Running that play got one of his running backs hurt. Hopefully he's able to play.
He should an offensive player.
If you're not gonna go for it, just kneel it. Why are you running? You're not trying to get the first down. Why are you running a play and risking injury? Why isn't he just taking and kneeling on it and running the clock? Then you got to punt it anyway. That was a stupid. You literally. And so what happens? He gets hurt, gets carried off the field. The clock automatically stops in college football.
They have to take a timeout.
So you literally didn't have any left.
Oh, I thought they were forced to take a timeout.
No, the clock stops on an injury.
Oh, because they didn't have a timeout.
Yeah. The other team didn't have a timeout.
The other team got to say whether or not they wanted the 10-second runoff. Obviously, they did not want a 10-second runoff, so they declined that.
They got the ball with a minute and something left. It should have been 15 seconds.
Yeah, is
what it should have been, and none of that would have happened. They're lucky they didn't lose that game because the coach fucked up big time, which is what I'm worried about because this tells me Harbaugh's a better coach than this guy already because Harbaugh wouldn't make a mistake like that.
Harbaugh can blow the big one. He's done it.
He's a damn good coach, though.
Yeah, but he's blown the big one. Remember when
he's now been like
Pete Carroll to a
Super Bowl
and the punt blocked against Michigan State with no time on the clock? Mm-hmm. Oh, yikes!
Yowzers! Machi.
Let me see. Florida State QB, was it Travis?
I don't know.
Travis Harris.
I forget what his name.
Travis Brooks.
If I go to college football, where's college football?
Yeah, look. Florida State lands QB DJ Uagale.
From where?
I'm mispronouncing that. I'm almost sure.
From where?
Let me see. Sorry. I was just showing the preview of it. It wasn't showing the full headline. Are you going to let the greedy companies and their Oregon State.
Oh, the Beavers. Yeah. Or a ball team.
DJ, yeah, I mean, this kid was good this year.
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was.
He decided to transfer.
So does that mean the Florida State kid's leaving?
I'm assuming. Let me see. Former FSU star.
That kid can play. Oregon State had one of the best offenses in the country.
Jordan Travis.
That's his name.
What
year
is he? Let's see. What is his status?
If he's a junior, he's eligible to be drafted. Is he going to be? Because to me, yeah, if you're going to lose that kid, getting this kid isn't a bad option.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're doing that because he's going to the NFL draft, which would make sense if that's the case.
But I haven't heard those words.
I haven't yet either, but maybe they already know. I mean, just because they've talked about it doesn't mean they've made it public yet. But that move tells me something's up.
Oh, well, a month ago, Jordan Travis says college career is over.
There you go. That's why they did it. Yep, so there you go. So he's going to the draft.
I guess so.
There you go. All right. Well, that makes sense. Okay, well, yeah. Well, that tells me Florida State's going to be back. Because the receivers, both those receivers who didn't play, by the way, against Georgia, which, by the way, why don't we finish with this? I've been hearing a lot of bullshit over this since the 63-3. Now, we didn't answer this question. Bum blasting. All right, here's what I would say that one in Miami, Baltimore. We never answered this question. I came up with it.
Okay.
If you lose that badly, we're talking 5-6 touchdowns or more, It is not only is it a bum. Well, it's supposed to be. It would be a bitch slapping, followed by a boat racing, and then for good measure, you bend over for a bum blasting. So it'd be BB&B, bitch slap, bump, boat raced, and bum blasted, all in the same shot.
B?
The triple B. It's like the.
Could you throw in bamboozled?
You could make it 4 if you want. I mean, bamboozled, bitch slap, boat raced, and
burglarized.
I'd say bamboozled's better.
Bamboozled.
I'd say bamboozled, bitch slap, boat raced, and bum blasted, all in the same shot. And by the way, that's what happened to Miami, and that the Dolphins, and that is what happened to a very, 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 very undermanned Florida State team. By the way, 29 scholarship players
didn't play,
opted out of this game. Seven defensive starters, 5 offensive starters, and people wondered why this happened.
Dude, did you hear the guy's speech after the game?
For Florida State? No.
It was kind of emotional, and it's kind of ironic, the speech he gave, because it was all about how much he respected them for coming out and not giving up. And he's like, you know, when you face adversity and things go hard, the easy way out is to just stop.
Mm-hmm. True.
But like 30 kids just stopped.
Yep. The other ones came in.
You know what I'm saying?
And by the way, and look at Mad Dog. Listen, I love you, but go back into your cave, because honestly, you can't sit there and tell me that if you did everything right and overcame adversity, and you were getting punished for something that was beyond your control, and you still overcame it, still checked all the boxes, how you'd react to that. You understand? They're telling me you take the high road when they fucked you over like that. Bull
so
fucking
what, he was
shit
saying
you
they
would.
shouldn't have said
He
it.
said they should. They had a chance to prove the committee wrong. No, all that would have done was give them the ratings they wanted.
Yeah.
That's how they fucked them. He said, all right, you want to hit us? We're going to hit you in the wallet.
That's true.
That's what they did. And he goes, I want everyone, this is why I laugh at Mad Dog, I want everyone to remember the 29 names. I don't know 5 of them. Okay?
Why would we?
No one gives a shit.
Why would we hate on
kids?
kids?
No, I hate on kids, because you know what? The kids got fucked by the system. And they told the system, I'm applauding those kids. Because fuck Georgia, and fuck that bowl game, and fuck them and their ratings, and that's their money. Okay, so fuck them. These kids have been screwed over for decades by this fucking organization. And then when they finally get the opportunity to fuck them back, now they're wrong? Because if the shoe was in their foot, you know damn well they'd fuck the kids.
Well, they did.
They fucked the kids. They fucked them again. They did everything right, they fucked them.
But so that's why I thought the speech was ironic, because
he's talking about the kids that showed up.
I know. But it's like the elephant in the room is the 29 kids who didn't play.
7 defensive starters.
You know,
5 offensive starters. No wonder that game was so ugly.
So it was weird hearing that speech, because he's like, you know, it's easy to give up or it's easy to stop. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, are you calling out your own players, or are you just trying to dig up
those kids are all gone. You opted out.
They didn't get to come to the game?
They opted out. They chose not to.
That's not how it works.
I don't think they went.
Because I saw the Georgia kid, the tight end, was on the sideline.
He was there. Well, I think they give you the
gone.
option to go. Well, the Georgia kid, the kid Muncie, the other receiver was really good, who got hurt. He played for Georgia, and the starting quarterback played for Georgia. Yeah. And
Georgia took a much different approach.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They were like, no, we'll fucking play our last game.
Yeah.
We'll beat the fuck out of you.
Georgia's got 2 national championships. They didn't get fucked. By the way, Georgia lost. What was Georgia going to say? Georgia lost a home game to Alabama. What are you going to? You can't fucking. You can't sit there and say you should be there when you lose a home game to Alabama.
No, I'm just saying the game was meaningless, and Georgia was like, "Fuck it, we'll play." Or at least most of their kids said that.
Yeah, most of them. Well, the tight end didn't, because he's going to get drafted. So he's like, "I'm not playing."
And it's hard to argue against that too.
I don't blame them, but if they got there now, I have no problem with
those generational money.
I have absolutely no problem with those kids did that game. That they don't care about that fucking game. You think those kids give a shit about it? They weren't on the field. Here's the thing: if you're not on the field, you don't care, because you weren't part of it. Yeah. So they didn't do that to me. In fact, it happened because I wasn't there. That's how they look. Stephen A. Smith is sitting there going, "Yeah, you know what? They knew they'd gotten their ass kicked." I'm like, "Oh, really, Stephen A.? Is that the approach they took?" Because when they lost this start, they weren't scared of Georgia at all. Why would they be after watching that Alabama game?
You could argue that they were pouting.
They were pouting.
You could also argue that they weren't pouting. They just decided this game doesn't mean anything.
No, fuck you.
And
we're not going to give you your game.
Yeah.
That's what they did. Not they were afraid of getting their ass kicked. Stephen A. Smith, you can't tell me you know the mindset of 29 kids.
No.
You're full of shit.
Some of it was probably a business decision.
The ones who are getting drafted, it probably was.
Some of it felt like I'm taking my ball and going home.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I don't blame them for that.
No, I mean.
I don't blame them at all. Because there are a lot of professionals, Booger McFarland among them, who thought this was bullshit. So if there are guys that played the game at the highest, let's call them bullshit, then the kids weren't wrong. The kids weren't wrong.
Yeah,
so I have no problem.
I really didn't mind.
For Mad Dog to sit there, this is one of his, what is Mad Dog mad about? Oh, is that what you were mad about, Mad Dog? And I usually love Mad Dog. I just laugh when he said this. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
He said he wanted the 29
He wanted he had a chance to show them. No, you're pissed off, Mad Dog, because you put that game on and got nothing.
Yeah, it was boring.
Which is what the kids wanted. Because you came away going, that fucking sucks. Well, hey, for future reference, stop fucking your players when they do everything right and they overcome adversity. Stop punishing them for doing everything right. And maybe that won't happen. Just maybe.
See, but I'm glad the committee did what they did because we got 2 great fucking games the other day.
I don't think they were right.
No, I understand.
The SEC should not have been in this tournament.
I wasn't arguing that the committee was right, but I wanted to see the games we saw.
I can just if Florida was in that game, those 29 kids would have showed up.
They might have got boat raced by Penix.
Not that defense. That defense was the best defense I saw all year. They really were, and they proved it when they went to LSU.
They look good. They look good this weekend.
That wasn't them. That was the guys that carry their jock straps.
Name on the front of the jersey, baby. Name on the front.
You can put the jersey on, Tom, but that doesn't mean you're them. So anyway, I don't care about that at all. I applaud those kids for sticking it to the NCAA and giving them a dog shit game. Fuck you.
Attaboy.
And by the way, even the Georgia coach said the NCAA's got to do something about this. What are you going to do about it? Hey, stop fucking the kids who meet all the criteria. Check. Okay? That's what you do about it, and then that doesn't happen to you. You lost. Shut the fuck up.
But is that what the Georgia coach was saying?
I don't know what he was saying, but he
was saying
he even acknowledged
you can't allow these opt-outs.
Well, why? Why? Because you don't care. You lost the game.
That's what he was saying.
You can allow it, and you should.
He was like, that's not what we just did out there. That's not how it should be.
Yeah, he took no pride in that because there were 29 kids out of there were 7 defensive starters out, and how would you even brag about that?
But I'm not sure.
We beat their backups.
I'm not sure he's in there advocating for students.
My thing is this: he should say nothing. His team didn't belong in the Final Four. Right. They didn't look at their again. I'll pull this up right now. Look at Georgia's out of conference schedule this year. Fuck you. Played a bunch of cupcakes. Fuck you and your bullshit. Oh, and the SEC's better. The SEC was 7-9 outside the conference. They stunk. They were below 500 for the first time in a long time. They stunk. The ACC had a better fucking record on the out of conference. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you and fuck you. I should say fuck you 10 more times because I don't remember that stupid fucking council that made this stupid decision and fucked Florida State. Oh, they had a chance to prove them wrong and show they belonged. Fuck you. By the way, they're not going to. If they did that, would they have got a shot in the playoffs and won? No, they wouldn't have. So they had nothing to gain. Moral victory? Are we going to talk about moral victories right now?
No. We're going to talk about New Year's resolutions.
Oh, we have one?
You and I need to minimize our cursing.
What? You're asking. Let me get this.
You heard me.
Let me see if I got this.
You heard me.
You're asking 2 Italian fanatics, sports fanatics.
I'm Irish too.
Oh yeah, you look it. I'm
half Irish.
You're Irish on March 17th.
My mother is Irish.
Like I said, you look it. I look more Irish than you, and I don't look Irish. What the fuck are you talking about? You got that olive oil skin and the kids. Oh yeah, he's half Irish.
I am half Irish.
What half is that? Give me a fucking break.
Waist down. The Irish curse.
Oh no, it's terrible. Anyway, I'm not going there. My point is this.
All right, but what do you think?
No.
Come on.
No. I can't promise that.
Dude, my son is cursing like a goddamn sailor.
You know what you need to do? You know the guy from Mike and Molly?
No.
You ever seen the show Mike and Molly?
The big guy? The big guy. Cop?
You got to see him do stand-up. He's got a 7-year-old son. This is priceless. This will change your everything about your kids swearing. This is beautiful. You can't. It's beautiful.
What does he say?
I'd rather you see it because I can't do it.
But what's the concept? What is
basically like? I don't give a damn if my kid swears. If he doesn't hear it from me, he's gonna hear it anywhere else, everywhere.
Well, I know. Well, that's kind of how I feel.
What difference?
until I'm sitting there with my kid, right? And my wife says, John, eat this. And he goes,
shouldn't swear with parents.
Mom, it's going to taste like dog shit.
He shouldn't talk to his parents like that. My son doesn't say that to me.
Oh, okay.
Well, he stopped short.
Okay.
He stopped short and I slapped him. He went, shut the... And I'm like, excuse me? I didn't... Bam! You thought it.
No.
He thought it.
He didn't say shut the F up. He said,
that
tastes like dog shit.
That's actually not that bad.
I know. It's great cursing. My kid's got a skill.
Might be right, actually. I mean, it could have tasted like dog shit.
And he was right about what he said. But then my wife looks at me and goes, see, you said he could curse.
And I would say, honey, does it taste like dog shit or not? Because at the end of the day, if the kid's right,
and the other thing is, the dog gets his toy the other day and he calls the dog a bitch-ass dog.
How bad is bitch-ass?
It's good cursing.
It's good cursing. The boy has talent.
No, he knows how to drop it.
The boy good.
He can drop an MF with the best of them.
I'm just saying, that's not something that should be nurtured. I don't think it's something you should be developed. It should be developed. Because if you can deliver that one-liner with a F-U in it somewhere, you can talk about lasting impressions.
At this rate.
Talk about lasting impressions.
At this rate, he's going to be up there with some of the best cursers alive.
My dad was a fucking Jedi.
By the time he's 24.
My dad was the Jedi of F-bombs.
Well.
He could weave oh my God.
I'm telling you, if I cultivate this.
You can't. This takes proper training. We're going to have to do this together. I might have to join in. Because I had one of the best. My dad one time had an entire sentence with it was fuck, the whole sentence. And it actually made sense. Still trying to figure out this day how he did that.
Fuck.
He's like, what the fuck, are you fucking kidding me with this fucking bullshit? Fuck? I'm like, and I'm just like, and the weird thing is, I understood what he was trying to say.
Oh, man.
I just remember sitting there like this going, I don't know whether to applaud or be scared. I'm just like,
what the fuck you fucking doing
this fucking bullshit? Where the fuck did you get that fucking bullshit? Like, and I'm counting in my head how many, like every other fucking word is like fuck, and he's weaving it in like a fucking. He's like the old man in fucking in Christmas Story where he's down there battling the furnaces. I'm telling you.
When it came to the F word, he was like an old woman crocheting.
He was Picasso.
He would crochet it like an elderly woman on a couch in a snowstorm.
My father was Michelangelo.
He would knit the F-bomb into a conversation the way Betsy Ross knit thread into the American flag.
I think this has to be nurtured. I think if you watch this take on the guy from Mike and Molly, his name is Bill or Cut. What is it?
It's not Mike?
It's not his real name. What's his real name?
I knew who you were talking about.
Yeah, you can Google. But he nails this. He was talking about how my son dropped an F-bomb at the aquarium, and God damn it, didn't he nail it? He just nailed it. So we're sitting there, and it's the kids' trip to the aquarium. So it's 25 moms on the right and 25 kids. And on the left, it's 25 moms and 25 kids. And in the middle is my son and me. So he wants to get pictures of the dolphins jumping in and out of the water. So I get the disposable camera out. My son's there trying to get a good shot of them. And all of a sudden, they pop up. But they go down so fast as he's snapping the photo, he only gets like the tail or whatever. And just off the cup, fuck me.
That's good. That's real good.
And of course, 50 moms heard it. And he's sitting there just like so proud. It's like, that's good. That's how I would. That's good.
Dude, Penny's a decent cursor.
Oh, I have no doubt she is.
She'll usually try to whisper the word.
Mia doesn't curse at all.
She'll be like, God, he's such an asshole.
Mia doesn't curse at all. Mia just tells on Anthony every time he curses. Mia's the informer. Yeah. She's the informer, which is telling. Oh, no, well, I'm like, stop telling on your brother.
I would be surprised if Mia doesn't curse.
Well, I never hear her do it. She may do it when I'm on.
So I think the girls curse together. But
You've caught them. You've caught them in the act.
Well, no, Penny curses around me.
See, I love that.
Because
good parenting.
Because I've opened it up.
That's
She's
beautiful.
Seen what I did with John.
I think it's beautiful. Well, you can't do one and not the other.
And then
you have to be fair here, America.
Well, exactly.
What kind of parent would you be if you were not fair?
I don't want my son cursing and not my daughter.
No, that's terrible.
I want her to have access to all the words in the vocab.
Yeah, that's good for her right there.
But I've heard her.
That's nurturing.
I've heard her say, John, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, she's great to do.
Yeah, like then she tries to whisper the fuck. I don't give a fuck.
You see, you haven't seen his daughter. She is adorable, and I could see her doing this with the team. And I'd probably lose my shit if I saw that. I'd probably laugh my ass
when
off.
she called someone, she was like, I was about to say he was being an asshole. Talking about somebody in her class.
Oh, that's beautiful. Penny's my favorite kid, probably in the whole sack. And her stock just way have gone up.
Yeah, she's got an edge to her.
She's got an edge to her.
She's
I love
a fighter.
Penny. She's a fighter. She's scrappy. Anyway, that's going to do it for our show this week. Because I don't know what to. I can't top that.
That was a good topic.
That was a good topic. It was. But anyway, we'll be back Friday night. We're going to do our pick segment. Last week, it's going to be interesting. Last week of the regular season, because there are still games on the line. There's a three-way battle for the AFC South. These games, this is going to be very.
Who's winning in?
We have to look that up. This is why I'm going to make Friday very interesting.
Jags?
Well, the other two might get in as wild card. Look at the AFC did exactly what I said. There are 11 teams.
9-7.
Over 11 total. They're over 500, and there's 4 of them at the bottom fighting for 2 spots. And this played out exactly the way I said it was going to play out. The problem is the fucking Patriots didn't get 2 receivers. They'd have been right in the middle of it, or they'd been ahead of it. So anyway, this is going to be a lot of fun Friday night. We're going to dig into this. We're going to really go into this. The Eagle Smoke Guarantee. We will predict the national championship game. 2 cents with Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
Do tune in on Friday night. And if you like us, hit that little S button at the bottom since it don't cost you nothing. And since in America everything costs something, take advantage of this. But until Friday night, we will see you then. The redoubtable one, Tom, is a highly questionable Arjun Miliaccio. Until then, peace, love,
happiness.
That too.
Miami by 10, 7 minutes.